Welcome to the last part 12, where we're going to be talking about structures. There are two organizational structures that are used in organizations, typically smaller. What organizations have lower standardization, total centralization, where one person is making all of the decisions, and it has mostly one-on-one communication. This is a lot of small businesses that are in especially smaller towns where the owner is the person who started it and they only have like 15 employees. It's all one-on-one communication in that way. A bureaucratic structure has a formal division of labor, a hierarchy, and a standardization of work processes. So that is definitely where Pixie Hollow falls between these two organizational structures. There are many employee grouping methods in Pixie Hollow for this hierarchical structure. They can be divided up by knowledge and skills, like how Tinkerbell knows how to make pots and kettles versus Vidya, who knows how to collect pollen, and their skill sets also reflect in their knowledge. They are taught the different knowledge points based on the skills that they naturally possess. They can also be grouped up by business function, in this case, the different seasons. The autumn fairies are often not interacting with the spring fairies, for example, although many fairies can go between the different seasons because like throughout their careers, they might be part of it learning to wake up animals from hibernation versus helping them go into hibernation. Work processes can also group fairies differently. Between just animal fairies, some are training birds or painting ladybugs, and those would be two different work processes that they know how to do. Output for light fairies would be helping lightning bugs get their light on their butts versus creating rainbows. A lot of the fairies will also do multiple of these things though. So I don't know if that's really how they are divided up. I think the main way they're divided up is that employee skills and knowledge part. The fairies can also have different clients. Some are internal versus external. Tinker Fairy's main client would be internal to other talents. They make pots and kettles so that winter fairies and animal fairies and fast flying fairies can all have their appropriate tools to use their talents to the best of their ability. Versus some fairies will have external clients, like animal fairies will paint butterfly wings, and those butterflies go to the mainland, so that'd be an external client. And then they can be grouped by their different seasons, which would be their location within Pixie Hollow, because all of Pixie Hollow does not go through the 4 seasons. It's divided up and each season has its own section. There are a few structures at play in Pixie Hollow. Functional structures would be an organizational structure that groups people with the same skills or who use similar tools or work processes together into departments. So this would be like the different talents within Pixie Hollow. A divisional structure would be grouping people by division, geographic, product, or market, and this would be the seasons because they're in the different sections of Pixie Hollow to be working for those different seasons. A team-based structure, horizontal or vertical teams would define part of or all of the organization. The horizontal or vertical teams would be the different talents. They are grouped and it defines a lot of how they operate within their life based on their talent. They hang out with people with the same talent and they live in the same area as people with the same talents. In conclusion, Pixie Hollow and the Tinkerbell franchise as a whole did a really good job at having a lot of diversity when it comes to surface level and deep level diversity, like with their personalities and their skills, seeing how different personality types can work together, manage conflict. There were very few poor attitudes, except for when it was important to the plot to learn how to overcome those poor attitudes and when to apologize. That showed good teamwork and communication overall. And the conflict resolution was typically pretty good. I know that I didn't show the conflict resolution part very much. I just showed the fighting, but there were conflict resolution scenes, which I thought were really good. And then I have all my works cited. Those top 3 are actually playlists on YouTube because it had all of the different scenes. So there were many videos pulled from each one of those 3 sources. And I hope you have a great day. That's it from me.